All right, so Colin's gonna be here in any minute, and we're gonna talk about what we're gonna do. We're in Boston at our hotel. Got in last night. Not sure what we're gonna do today. We're gonna try to do some more HauntLore stuff, and try to do some, check out maybe Salem. Flew out of the Home Alone 2 terminal. Slept like a baby here at the something. What hotel are we at? Oh, speak of the dumb. Get you mic'd up here, so we're gonna.
How'd you sleep?
Slept like a damn baby.
Good. My room is incredible. What are we thinking today?
I don't know. Have a seat.
All right.
Got this little meeting table. I figured.
You ready to smack my witch up or what?
Yeah. Do you want to do Salem?
I think we have to.
That's kind of the obvious one?
Yeah. It's the scariest place on earth. Time magazine.
Did you do some research and that's what it was?
I would think so.
How far is it from here? Do you know?
40 minutes. Easy. Easy. Spirits are already awakening.
Okay, so we'll Uber there.
Here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Kurt Ballou, Converge. Godcity's in Salem.
That's in Salem.
So we could talk to Kurt, get some insight on what it's like to be a local, run a business out of Salem. If he's seen anything, heard anything, knows anything.
Battles.
We'll take his Rex.
Have you ever been to Salem?
Never been.
I've never been to either. And from what I have seen, there's like a lot of stuff. So I think we should be able to kind of walk around and get plenty. But finding a local is kind of the priority.
Yeah. I got like $50 to spare,
Like
Maybe we can
exactly.
pay some guy to
Or
walk
gal.
around. Or gal.
Anyone, really.
So true.
Because Lord knows the witch trials didn't discriminate.
All right.
How was your flight?
Sucked dick. What do you think?
What airline did you take?
American. I mean, it was, again, like, no internet. It's bullshit, man.
My internet worked great. I had American. All right. See you there.
Give your key.
We're live in Salem, Massachusetts. We're going to talk to Kurt Ballou from Converge today in Godcity Studios, and he's going to tell us where the ghouls and goblins and specters exist in what Time magazine has called scariest fucking place on earth. Exact quote. I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm fucking freezing.
Oh my God. Look. Witches. It's very scary. We came off season.
Yeah.
Because the specters aren't expecting us. It's December, everything here is closed. The tourists are gone, only the ghosts remain. Nightmare Gallery Monster Museum. Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome, actually. Shit. It's a cool town.
It is a cool town.
There's a lot of witchies walking around. There's a magic parlor.
This is where people were burned at the stake, and now look, CVS.
We walk amongst the echoes of lives.
Very well said, Bowen.
Thanks, I just made that up.
Can we tuck this away so it's not so...
Do you want it like
little.
Do you want us
We're on
scrim?
TV, bro.
Do you want to scrim?
Travel Channel's gonna come calling. We gotta be ready. Zach Bagans is gonna see this. Do we make this the beginning, or do we do an intro before we're talking to Kurt?
Better to have more than not enough. So I say do the intro.
And then we can cut it if we'd get a different intro.
So do a blast off for me there, Papa.
You good to go?
You good to go?
I'm gonna transform. You're not gonna recognize me. All right, ready? Sean? Welcome back to HauntLore, Stories from Tour. What's up, Bo?
Hey, man.
Are you scared yet?
I'm good.
You're about to be. We're live in Salem, Massachusetts at Godcity Studios with legendary recording engineer and local resident, Kurt Ballou.
Spooky,
Don't do that. I'm scared.
You're conjuring.
Kurt, how are you doing?
I'm well. How are you? It's good to see you.
How are you holding up as a resident of Time Magazine's scariest place in the world?
I feel great now that Halloween season is over.
We
I'm
heard
scared of tourists.
on the way here that it was a little rough this year.
Honestly, last year was worse.
Okay.
Just witchy women everywhere?
What up, Weach? I was, done a bunch of work with Chelsea Wolfe, and she was telling me one time that she was walking around in Salem, and somebody drove by in a car and just went, "Witch!" to her, and she thought it was like the greatest thing ever.
When she was here, it took one of the coolest pictures ever. of like a stiletto on a pedal. Amazing.
I remember that one. Yeah.
Amazing. Longsword.
Yeah.
It's a good pedal.
Yeah, John
big
Schneider from Electronic Audio Experiments is a local and amazing pedal designer. And yeah, I think she still uses that thing.
How long have you been in this building?
I've been here since 2003.
No.
Technically, December 31st, 2002.
Wow.
We're
Basically,
coming up on, this is the 20-year anniversary.
Yes.
So now in almost 20 years, have you ever had an experience?
Well, so this studio has a steam heat system,
Okay.
and so the pipes are really loud,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so bands are constantly spooked out. And I have a very creaky floor, so bands are always spooked out. And you'll walk somewhere, and then like 20 minutes later, the floor will settle, like a little nail moves. So it always sounds like something's going on here. There's also a mysterious patch of concrete in the basement, where it looks like maybe
The bodies.
Is it about 6 feet long, 6 feet deep?
Yes. Well, I don't know how
You
deep it
can
is.
just explain that.
But it's a human-shaped. It's an exact like
chalk around
a
it?
gingerbread man. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, when I moved in here, there was two things. The interesting things happened when I moved in. So when I bought the building, I had to gut the whole building, and I built an apartment upstairs, and I built
Just
a
gonna
studio
ask,
here. And one of the windows upstairs had a bullet hole in it, and also like when I was doing the I don't
Like a
know.
musket bullet?
Yeah, yes, a musket bullet.
Old-timey.
Yeah, old-timey musket bullet.
Old town.
But yeah, when I was doing construction before I had like air conditioning and stuff, I had all the doors, all the windows open just to get some airflow. And so like the townies would stop by periodically and be like, "Oh yeah, I used to go to this here when back when it was a sub shop," and share anecdotes of
Really?
the different, because it's a 100-year-old building, so
Yeah.
it's been a whole bunch of things over the years. And there was one time where somebody stopped by. It was like, "Yeah, shame about what happened here, huh?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "Oh, never mind," and just took off. And like I chased them down, and couldn't get the story out of them as to what happened here.
Because there's probably a 3-year. After 3 years, you don't have to disclose it to who you're, and at least in California.
Oh,
if somebody
yeah.
dies in something
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
selling or renting, you don't have to tell them after 3 years.
Yeah, I have. I mean, I have no idea. I guess if I really wanted to find out, I could go to the library and look through the microfiche of the old. You know what I mean?
What are you doing later today?
Do you remember the Brown's chicken murders? Do you remember that?
No,
Remember Brown's Chickens?
no.
Brown's Chicken was like a KFC, Popeyes kind of place. Okay. They had like a green with yellow logo with like a bird on it. And someone went in, robbed the place at one near Chicago, in the Chicagoland area, murdered people, locked them in the freezer. And left. And then it got turned into something, and it was like a thing in Chicago where it was like trying to sell the Brown's Chicken and nobody's buying it.
This could be.
Maybe
This could be the case at Godcity here today. We don't know until we do some research.
Yeah, I mean there are all those bass players that I've buried in the basement too. Like I'm not counting that. I was only counting the stuff from before. I got here.
How many bad takes until you kill a baby at Godcity?
Usually I just eat them
Yeah.
alive.
That seems insane.
You shouldn't be saying
You don't eat your bass player? Just kidding. I haven't actually eaten any bass players.
What have you heard about the town?
Boston is made from mostly filled land, so Salem was the original commerce port of Massachusetts.
Wow.
It predates Boston, and if you go down to the wharf area on Derby Street, is the customs house, which has like a big granite steps and like a gold eagle on the top of it. That is reportedly one of the most haunted places in Salem. And so the customs house is where the goods and the money were. So when the pirates came into town, they just came into port, ran across the street, went into the customs house, killed everybody, took all the stuff. So there was a lot of activity over there, and steal stuff and smuggle and
Yeah.
so
When was the
forth
last
and
time
so
that
on.
happened?
Ooh, Tuesday, I think.
What day
But
is
So
it?
it's going to be fresh in there. I mean,
Yeah,
they might not let us in.
fresh blood.
If I were so I'd like to go to the woods here because I'm
Okay.
sure some terrible things have happened.
So some forensic archaeologists recently figured out where the gallows actually were,
Okay.
and surprise, it's like in the middle of a cul-de-sac behind a Walgreens, and like total like residential neighborhood. And they did put up like a little bit of a plaque, but they've really discouraged people from going over there because it's like just a residential neighborhood.
Was the crushing around there too?
The crushing?
The more weight guy?
What?
There was a man who was convicted of witchcraft, and he was crushed to death. They put weight on him until he died.
That's
and
horrible.
when they asked, "Do you admit?" he said, "More weight." That's all he said.
I feel like that's in some movie.
It's in The Crucible, but it's like a well-known
Yeah.
thing. Like
So
that really
the
happened.
Crucible, I think a lot of that stuff took place in Danvers or maybe Peabody. One of the first things anybody around here is going to tell you is that like Salem at the time of the witchcraft trials was geographically much larger than it is today. So a lot of like the events actually took place in what are now the neighboring towns.
Where the Fuddruckers was.
Yeah, there's a Fuddruckers.
There's a Fuddruckers in Saugus on Route 1. Is that the one you're talking about?
Has to be.
Inside the Home Depot?
There's like a Home Depot, a movie theater.
They're near each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah, they get
fan.
the cheddar. You like the cheddar pump, don't you?
Kurt, you know I love the cheddar pump. Come on. Some big ass fries. And just
Oh, they do have the big fries.
Big
The
old
steak
fry.
fries. That's right.
What you should do is go to some of the cemeteries.
Yep.
In particular, the Charter Street Cemetery, which is close to the Lobster Shanty.
Perfect.
The Charter Street Cemetery has obviously no witches are buried there, but judges from the witchcraft trials are there.
Perfect.
And you know they're cursed.
They are. Also, people from the Mayflower are buried there.
Hey, maybe there's some youngs there.
Some youngs there.
Oh, yeah.
His.
I'm OG. Dude.
Oh, I thought you were I assumed you were from Connecticut.
I am, but before that,
Oh.
Mayflower.
It's a good place to wrap it up, I'd say.
Yeah.
We don't want to take up too much of his time. Man, it's a mixing. It's a working
Thank you
man.
so much for having us, Kurt.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
problem.
this was excellent.
Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the weekend.
Next time you see me, it might not be me in this body. It might be possessed by somebody else. Him, especially. Because he doesn't believe, so he's fucked.
I don't
You
believe.
know? He's susceptible to spiritual violence, I would say.
That's a good name for an album.
Spiritual violence? Or susceptible to spiritual violence.
Spiritual violence, I think, is good.
It's pretty good.
You know?
That's the name of the episode.
Copyright. Cut that out so I got it. All right? Spiritual
You
violence.
staked a claim.
I did.
Yeah.
All right, let's rock.
Thank you so much, Kurt.
Cool. Yeah, no problem.
I'm scared.
So where are we going right now, Colin?
We're going to a cemetery past the gates.
Yeah.
Well, we might have to do a little B and
Might
E,
have to be
you
a
know
little
what I'm saying?
sneaky, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, turn here. How about that?
Wow.
We're really close. We're basically there. It's right over there. I like it here.
It's beautiful.
I imagine if it's snowy, you know what it reminds me of is Europe.
It's kind of villagey.
Yeah,
Gives me
it's-
village vibes.
There is a little bit of a village going on. Look at this gas-lit little lantern here. This is cool.
Gorgeous. They got soaps. They sell soap.
What's that over there?
Oh my God, pirate.
So that's something we found out, that along with ghosts and witches, there's also pirate shit.
Smells incredible.
It smells really good. It smells like burning wood.
It does.
Hopefully it's not
perfume.
not witches.
Smells. Oh my God. Because that's
That's what happens.
what they smell like.
It's even on Google Maps. It says old burying ground.
So where we're going now is an old cemetery in Salem where not only potential witches were buried after being burned and flogged and mollied, also the judges that condemned them to death. So we're gonna see their graves today and maybe see one of them a full body apparition.
Or disembodied.
Possibly.
Charter Street Cemetery, National Registry of Historic Places. Oh wow, it's on the National Registry.
Witch Trials Memorial.
There we go. It's funny because like half of this place is like kind of scary, and then the other half is just like beautiful.
New beautiful building. And then there's this, this is restored obviously, but I made you at the cemetery gates.
I've got a sunny day, gates and gates are on your
Is that
side.
locked?
It's a good backdrop here. It's a lot of graves.
Yeah. This is very scary. Charter Street Cemetery.
Yeah, this is where he told us to check out.
Yeah. As you can see behind us, a sea of gravestones, weathered in time. Weathered from weather, even. Rain, sleet, snow. Just like the USPS.
I don't think that happens.
What do you mean?
I'm joking.
Oh,
Obviously, it's weathered from weather.
very good. Great joke, Bowen. The names are almost worn thin.
Yeah, I can't
completely.
see any of them.
Just to stop the people, passersby, from identifying the horrific acts done by the people buried here. And done to by the people
in
buried.
addition to
As well as.
ditto. There's a tour happening a little bit behind the
So whenever they fuck off,
cameraman shot.
we'll fuck on.
We're gonna fuck on. But it doesn't look like they're going in either, so we may be...
It's just, what is the point? What if I tell them my great
15th
niece,
generation.
my great niece? Damn, these look fake. You know?
There's so many that it looks fake. Oh shit, look at this. Oh, we got crystals. We got some witchy crystals here.
Okay.
Sarah Good.
Sarah Good.
Goody Proctor. In the summer too, terrible time to be hanged. Sweaty.
Oh my God, I know. July. I mean, climate change wasn't quite as bad as it
It's
is
still
now.
hot in the summer.
But there's something that I saw recently that was truly shocking to me. That's something
What's
that
this?
something serious about climate change that nobody's really talking about. That the goth lifestyle will not be practical eventually. So we must protect goth women and save the planet so that they can continue to wear their cool stuff.
I've never lived another way. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Come on.
Absolutely. As you can see, the names here, very famous names. Sarah Good, hanged July 1692.
19.
Elizabeth Howe, hanged July 19th, 1692. Susanna Martin, Sean Martin's aunt, hanged July 19th. This is one day.
Yeah, one day. They just cleaned them out.
Holy fuck. What do we
Well,
got
I mean,
here?
you got to get rid of a witch. What are you going to do?
It's true. Sarah Wilds, July 16th.
Well, now,
July 19th.
that sounds like a witch name.
Sarah Wilds.
She's a witch.
No matter what she did, I'd be like, listen, Sarah,
Everyone else
we
is
gotta
cool.
talk.
But Sarah. Well, let's find the crushed guy.
the crush guy?
Yeah, he was part of it.
The guy with the weights?
Yeah.
Weights? The guy with the weights?
No, weights, rates. Thing.
George J. Oh.
George Jingle Irishman.
That's his name too.
John Proctor.
The
Played
homie,
by-
dude. DDL.
Played by Daniel.
John Proctor in The Crucible, played by the greatest actor to ever live, Daniel Day-Lewis. My primary care physician, Daniel J. Lewis. Put it together. What do you got? Witchcraft.
We got on the south.
Samuel Wardwell. September 22nd.
Look at
That's
that, a
after
little
my
later.
birthday. This man was hanged after my birthday.
Well, before by several hundred years, but then also after.
But this could be why my parents went with that day.
Margaret
So this is a whole different event.
Scott. No,
This is-
it was just later on.
It's 2 months later, but this is the same day.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is they hanged people to kind of set a, hey, we're serious.
Like, don't witch.
Yeah.
Don't witch here.
Yeah.
Witch, please.
Mary Parker. That's a sad one. She sounds kind. Oh, God, Alice Parker. Now she's a bitch. Are we being disrespectful?
Who?
Us.
Me? To who?
To the dead.
Oh. I'm trying to make some shit happen here, you know?
Yeah. It's all about content.
They know I don't mean it. I want them to hear me, so they stay with me and then I can bring them around, you know? It's out of love.
It sounds like these folks are leaving soon, so maybe we dawdle.
Yeah. Man, flashlights were a great call.
Great call.
Do you guys have any questions?
Martha
Corey.
Thank you. Wow. Yeah, so,
Two first names. Tragic.
Always bad.
Yeah.
State one.
Always
Keith
bad.
Paul.
Thank you.
Kyle Thomas.
I like that.
Devastating. God, there it is.
There we go. See, I told you.
Under the next. Wow.
Giles Corey.
With a big puddle.
Look at that. Different day. Pressed.
2 days before my birthday. Giles Corey. Yeah, tell him the story.
I will. So I don't remember why exactly. It's been a while since I saw that movie. But basically, this guy. We'll wait for these people to pass. Wait for them to pass.
They want to hear it too. You know more than the guy. I'm
New
sure.
tour now.
Thank you so much, guys.
Any more tours tonight?
Me, no.
You want to do a private one for us? You got PayPal?
Hey,
Wow.
if you can, that'd be
I got
great.
a little time.
And are you okay with being on camera?
Oh, yeah.
So let's give David a proper intro first.
You're absolutely right.
City on a Hill tours.
Yep.
Do you want to plug them or do you want it to be?
Oh no,
more
that's
about
that's
David?
fine. That's my business. So I'm a historian. I'm a local tour guide. I do big public tours, I do private tours, and my company is City on the Hill Tours.
We were walking around, we were looking at the memorial benches.
Yep.
Reading the names, reading all, obviously the majority were hanged. We got to Giles.
Yep.
We're familiar with the story. I'd love to hear you tell the story.
Yeah, so Giles there's a lot involved with Giles' story. You said Giles. I've only heard Giles, but so Giles Corey is probably one of the more well-known names because of how he died. So he was, we call it, pressed to death. He's the only person that we know of in North America to be killed in this manner. It's not, so people think it's called being pressed to death, but it's not because he was crushed to death by stones, but it's because they're pressing him for answers to enter a plea. So it said that he was an old crotchety guy. He's about 80 years old, but he was accused of being a witch. And so the long short of it is, when he gets into the courtroom in front of the judge, he needs to enter a plea. He needs to say guilty or not guilty to the accusation, and he apparently says nothing. And we think, because there's a loophole in the system. If you don't enter a plea, then technically the trial can't move on. And it's probably because he figures the town doesn't like him already, and he probably realizes he's not going to make it through this, and so he's probably just trying to delay the inevitable. And so he just says nothing. And so he's tortured to get a plea out of him. And what they did was they laid him on the ground, and they put a big board across his body, and then every hour on the hour they stacked a really big stone on top of him until he either entered a plea or he died. So he was almost 81 at the time, and he lasted for 2.5 days like this.
Oh my God! Is there an estimate of the weight?
So I've heard 250, 300 kilograms.
Oh, wow.
If you because if you break it down, a stone like this size, every hour for 2.5 days, you can probably get a rough estimate. But he was so even though he was 80, he was like a very athletic and strong guy, and so they think he just held out that long because he was just in pretty good physical shape. And
At 80s?
yeah.
Killer.
So after 2.5 days, this part's more legend. I don't know if we can prove that this is actually said, but it was said that the sheriff who is the executioner, his name is George Corwin, he comes up to him on the third day and says, "How do you plea?" And supposedly the only answer that Corey gave back was, "More weight." Right. Hard. And so
very crazy.
Very crazy. So the sheriff apparently doesn't like this, and the story goes that he gets frustrated and he smashes the last stone down, and that was it for Giles Corey.
That was intense.
Yeah.
Heavy.
I also
Part of the punch.
there's a second part of it though.
Please.
So he was his wife, who is here, Martha. She was accused of being a witch as well, and I don't remember if he directly said she's a witch, or when the accusations were made, he kind of was like, I don't know, that would explain a lot about her. Didn't really stick up for
His
her.
own wife?
Yeah. And so she was...
You would do that to me.
No.
Come on. So she was found guilty, and 3 days after he was killed, she was hanged for witchcraft. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And there's no access to the cemetery this late.
Not at this time. So during the day, usually it's open. They just redid the paths, and so they just control how many people go through it, because there's been some people that had to try to grave rob and steal graves and whatnot, even still. So
We heard that there are cemeteries with judges from the trials buried in it. Are any of them here?
Yep. So John Hathorne is buried in the middle.
Yeah,
See that one right there?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The reason was, I think 20 years ago, some knucklehead tried to steal his grave.
The whole thing.
And so he pulled it out of the ground. And so now it's encased in like a granite slab.
Wow.
To be harder to steal.
Gotcha.
And it's John Hathorne. So John Hathorne is one of the 5 magistrates or judges of the trials, and his nickname was the Hanging Judge because of the sentence that he liked to give out. He's responsible for sentencing more than any of the other judges, so he has a really bad reputation. He really showed no remorse either later on.
So you can see why these knuckleheads would want to face something like this.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Did confessors get to live?
Yeah. So everybody that
That makes no sense.
everybody that was executed to the end claimed to be innocent.
Do the Salem witch trials have anything to do with us implementing a jury of peers rather than a judge individually doing everything?
Nope. So juries were already used. So the trials were done with juries.
Oh, okay.
Grand juries that looked over the evidence. But I mean, it's crazy. Like, so I don't know if you know the story of Rebecca Nurse. Rebecca Nurse was accused. She was initially found not guilty, but when the not guilty verdict was read, apparently all of her accusers, who were mostly young girls in the courtroom, they began going hysterical.
Yeah, they freaked out. That was in the Crucible.
Yep.
That's like a really good scene in the Crucible. Yeah.
And so they sent the jury back into deliberation, and wouldn't you know it, they came back with a guilty verdict.
Oh my God.
Obviously totally not constitutional today.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, they had juries back then. But this really kind of proves why having a religious colony wasn't a good idea.
Yeah.
Because it was the ministers, they're everything. They were the judges, they were the local leaders, they were the military leaders, and by today's standards, they were religious fanatics.
So we're gonna go left up here.
All right.
Oh boy. All right, and then we're just on this until it ends at the witch house.
Okay.
So
How many points?
We are looking at point 2. I would like to come back here when it's warm, actually.
Yeah.
Seems like.
But I don't feel like, is there a warm season here, or is it nipply or burning alive?
Yeah.
You know?
What? Colin.
What? Oh,
Say burning.
See? Revenge as I just got horsed by a fella named Charlie. Oh my God. Right after I said burning alive. That makes me think that wasn't an act of pure chance, but an act of possible witchcraft. Oh no.
Blackcraft cult.
Here they are.
So where are we going right now, Colin? Let's tell them.
We're going to the witch house in Salem. The lore is lost on me, Bo. Do you want to tell the people about it?
Jonathan Corwin House.
Oh.
Known locally as the Witch House, is a historic house museum. It was home of the Judge Corwin. And it's the only structure still standing in Salem with direct ties to the trials.
The only one? And that's where we're going
It's
now?
old. It's over 300 years old, you know?
Is that it at the end?
It's at the end, yeah. It's the black one right there. It's because there's got to be a plaque or something.
Let's cross.
Yeah. Oh!
Let's not cross.
Wow. It's pretty intense. Tell you what, they were living better back then than I am.
Big time. The property taxes were an egg, you know?
I'm gonna be late on rent.
Fuck, man. My hens are fucking killing me.
So here's the thing.
1642 was built. 50 years or so? Wait, when was it? 1690? Is that when it happened?
1692.
So, about 50 years before the trials, this house was not a witch house. It was just a house.
Just happy.
And now it's synonymous with...
Yeah, I've definitely seen like a million like Tumblr photos, you know, of girls like standing in front of the door. Of that door,
Wow.
for sure.
So we're here at the back of the Salem Witch House, where a very scary cellar door lies in wait. There's a message on the door.
It's closed
Just about every day.
noon to 4.
Awesome.
Latest entry 3:45, the witching hour.
That's horrifying. The door is locked with only a pine cone.
You know what movie sucks?
Donnie Darko?
Donnie Darko, because of cellar door. She sucks in that movie. Sit next to the boy who you think is cutest.
I mean, that's like disgusting. But also,
The movie sucks.
it was awesome. No idea what it's about.
There's a bell back here that keeps ringing in the wind, and it's actually scared me twice now. Hear that?
Yeah.
It's just that thing right there. The bell. Somebody's house.
Oops. So interestingly, even the Salem Witch House is susceptible to Massachusetts Sanitation Department. And the birds.
And birds are
Damn, on my mama, fool. These birds petty as hell.
furious.
So, for those familiar with the expression, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, behind us the actual bush from the saying.
Do you know why they say sleep tight?
Don't let the big bugs bite.
Yeah, but why is tight? What does that mean? You know?
Like tight as fuck, chill.
Nah.
What does it mean?
Mattresses used to be suspended by rope. Tighten the mattress so that it's nice and firm and snug. Sleep tight.
What was inside the rope? Like hay and shit?
What was inside the rope?
Yeah, what is it roped to? What is tight? It's tightening you?
No. Instead of the bed slats or like a box spring, it's
Just rope?
It's a network of rope, and then the mattress is on it. So the other stuff we could check out is, if we wanted to, is that CVS.
Oh, the Walgreens.
I think we should do that.
Okay.
I think we should do that.
The Walgreens where the gallows were.
Where the
right?
gallows were, yeah.
Where everybody was, you know.
Yeah.
We're here at what is now officially dubbed Proctor's Ledge, the official site where during the witch trials, this is where the gallows were, where every witch was hanged. Here are their names again: Bridget Bishop, Sarah Good, Elizabeth Ho.
Ooh. Ooh. Wonder if these got messed with or what?
Yeah, some of them are, maybe the lights are just buried under leaves. No. John Proctor, there he is. Like, we're standing in the spot where the Salem witch trials concluded, with all these people being killed. How does this feel for you?
It's behind a Walgreens. And
That's the thing is,
I can see a television through that window.
yeah.
It's pretty, it's hard to say. You know what's crazy is like some of these trees could have been little
be
baby
like this-
acorns back in the day.
This tree,
Could have been there. Who knows?
yeah,
I don't know. You don't know.
I don't know.
What'd you think of Salem?
Cold place
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah. But I had a good time.
Oh, yeah.
It's a really cool place. I missed the sun.
Less ghosts, more, it's like tragic history, tragic American history.
It is, but it's still that niche, isn't it?
Yeah,
Of course.
sure is.
Because what's crazy is like, whether you believe in witchcraft or not, all of these people died
They're dead
innocently.
because of whatever somebody else believed.
Puritanical fanaticism.
Yeah,
And like, they're dead.
they're just dead.
Pure, 100% innocent.
And
So that's,
some of their family lineages ended because they're dead.
wow.
You know?
Wow.
Intense.
So we're gonna go to a show now.
Hopefully not bringing back any bad vibes
Any
and spirits,
mojo.
you know?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Any knocks on your door last night?
No.
Me neither.
We asked front desk if it was haunted at all.
He said
It
no.
was like, no.
Troy said no.
Noah said no.
I had Troy.
Well, I didn't have fucking Troy, so I don't know what you want from me, man. Yeah, well, so we're not in a haunted hotel this time, luckily. But the weekend has just begun. So we'll see what's going on.
We've only just begun.
That's a great point. Live from Salem, we're freezing our nuts and tits off. And that's it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. We love you. Bye. Hey Siri. Call fucking asshole.
Calling fucking asshole mobile.
Hello.
Can you come to my room?
Yeah. Are you okay?
Something's wrong with me.
Oh shit. Do you need anything?
Just your presence.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be right up. Colin called me. I don't know what's going on with him, but run up to his room real quick and make sure everything's okay. Now, it's important to remember, Last time we were out of town doing this kind of thing, Colin tried to mess with me. As you'll remember, from Birmingham, knocked on my door. About this time, at night too. So we're obviously a little suspicious. He might be trying to mess with me again. But he also might have a tummy ache. Lord knows he gets tummy aches. So we can't be too careful. But Sean is with me to document, obviously, his shenanigans, whatever you want to call it.
Hey,
What are you doing, man?
you know I like to use the lobby bathroom.
I just called you. Or you just called me, rather. We just spoke.
That was hours ago.
So, are you good?
Ever since we got back from Salem, my room's been so cold.
Well, it's burning up in here. You feel that?
It's freezing. And my thigh is killing me.
Your thigh?
Yeah.
Like where you ran into the thing? I don't know, do you need something?
I need a lot of things, Bo. My internet's broke. My fucking TV keeps turning off, guy. It's cold like the dickens in here. What if I brought something back?
You didn't bring anything back. You ate McDonald's at midnight and we were out in the freezing cold for like 8 hours.
You know damn well as I do. The McDonald's across the street from the Middle East in Cambridge is one of the all-time great franchise locations. There's no way they would do this to me, even with the limited late-night menu.
I don't know what to tell you.
I need you to rub my thigh.
I'm not gonna rub your thigh.
Please.
Does it feel better?
No. Keep 2 more minutes.